to the 2010 Five-Star Football League season and its inaugural campaign. We want to introduce you to the teams just to give you a rundown on where they're from and what they're about. Here we go.
State your name, gangsta.
Coast dog.
Hold it down.
Why wouldn't I?
State your name, gangsta. You gonna hold it down? State your name, gangsta.
West Coast.
You gonna hold it down?
Please believe.
State your name, gangsta.
East Coast
You gonna hold
dog.
it down?
Why wouldn't I?
Enough said. State your name, gangsta.
As the 2010 season kicks off, we're going to take a look at a week-by-week breakdown of the Five-Star Football League. This week we have a special guest, retired 03 of the famed New York City Football Forum, who has lended a hand in giving his reflection on the game of the week. Let's check out Week 1's action. The Five-Star Football League has its official start in Week 1 with the Kickoff Classic. They launched their 2010 inaugural campaign with 5 games that are played out of the Bronx at Evander Childs High School. 3 of those games feature all Long Island battles, teams from Suffolk and Nassau County. We also have on the schedule former EFA matches, the Bandits and the Falcons, 2 foes very familiar with each other, battling out in the new league. Turning to Week 2, you have the Hurricanes and the Wolfpack, a battle of 2 first-year teams. We should see right out the gates what these 2 teams bring to the table and whether they could make some noise going down the rest of the season and for the rest of the history of the Five-Star Football League. Long Island Lions and Demon Knights, a battle of very familiar foes. Bandits and the reigning Long Island champions, Long Island Tribe, also some games that you're going to want to check out. Turning to Week 3, you have the Seminoles and the Falcons, 2, again, very familiar teams in what always promises to be a slugfest, very tightly contested matchup, very physical brand of football. You also have the Knights and the Irish, 2 organizations that are top-notch organizations taking the field in Week 3. Week 4 promises to also be a very great weekend of football that you're going to want to see. You have the Bandits and the Knights, 2 storied programs. Between the 2 teams, they have more history than a lot of league lineups do in their entirety. You also have the Tribe and the Irish, the reigning Long Island champs, versus the team that is comprised of a lot of the members of the Beneath champions from last year. Turning to week 5, you have Falcons versus the Irish, very hard-nosed Falcon team versus a more finesse-oriented Irish team. These contrasts in styles should make for some interesting football. Also on the Week 5 schedule, we have the Seminoles and the Bulldogs, which is a battle for Brooklyn of sorts. It's two teams that are going for borough bragging rights will face off with one another. As you can see, the game of the week on the right side, and Retired 03's take on what the game of the week is and why. We turn to Week 6, Falcons and Spartans, two teams that could be battling at this particular point for their playoff lives. We can see implications with 16 teams in the league, only 8 teams making it, that these scenarios could come up pretty quick. Bulldogs and Seahawks, another battle of crosstown rivals, and also another great contest would be the Irish and the Punishers, another game which, once again, if you're in the area, you're going to want to check out. Week 7, you have the Tribe and the Hurricanes. Another game that could have playoff implications. Long Island Tribe and the Hurricanes. This also could be a preview of what might be the battle for Long Island supremacy here. The Bulldogs and the Knights are also on the schedule. The Seminoles and the Seahawks, another, let's say, crosstown game that a lot of people in the neighborhood are going to want to come out and see and support that as well. As we turn to Week 8. Week 8, you have Spartans and Seminoles, very intriguing matchup. More experienced Seminole team versus a very young Spartan team. You also have the Tribe versus the Punishers. This could be the official Long Island Championship game for bragging rights and the front runners of who could possibly make a run in the playoffs. Long Island guys have a lot of pride in what they do, and it promises to be a very hard-fought season amongst those teams. See the game of the week, Bandits and Irish, another great game on the schedule that you're going to want to see. Week 9, you have Seminoles versus the Irish. You have the Knights versus the Spartans. Knights and Spartans, former league mates in last year's Big Northeast Football Federation. Now both teams have moved over. They faced each other last year with the Knights winning. Spartans are going to try to get some revenge this year. You also have Bandits and Punishers. This is going to be a headline. It's very friendly owners come together on the field to play, and there's going to be a lot of trash talking in that one. So that was what we look forward to in Week 9. Week 10, you have the same Punisher team coming up against the Falcons. This is going to be a physical football battle. It's for those that like hard-nosed, tough physical football. These two teams are known for hitting and fast physical play. You also have the Wolfpack and the Demon Knights, which is interesting because the Demon Knights, before changing their name, were the Long Island Wolfpack. So you have the former Wolfpack versus the current Wolfpack. You also have the Bandits and Seminoles, former EFA matchup, and perennial, let's say, foes, or definitely a rivalry game there. Rounding out the schedule, Week 11, you have the Irish and the Spartans, two young teams with very young owners, very hungry for more success. Two teams that were successful kind of out the gates, now facing one another, and Falcons and Knights. So that rounds out the schedule for the regular season. As you can see, there's games every week that you're going to want to check out.